All right, we're getting a decent number of questions on those doors. The curiosity of where did they come from? How did you get them here? How do I get them? Are they available? And then just why are we even building them that way? So we are actually manufacturing these. For those of you who do not know, we're up here in Alaska manufacturing. Been up here manufacturing for 55 years. This is year 55. And we make a bunch of different types of doors. And we weren't getting doors that we weren't getting good, solid, strong doors that could meet all of our requirements and really solve real problems and be durable. So we developed them ourselves and engineered these. So these are developed completely here in Alaska. We work with a couple of different companies, getting them laser cut. SMI in Anchorage, that's Sheet Metal Inc. in Anchorage. Jeff, awesome guy out there. And then Gary over at Greatland Welding. Between the three of us, that is who is developing these doors. It's our engineering that includes the door jamb and everything else that you see here. So let's jump into it and unpack them. As you can see, like, look at that tent right there. We had some pretty rough wind that collapsed that several weeks ago. It's just a rough place. It's a rough state. You can see all the ice. It's, you know, these are going up to the oil fields in Prudhoe Bay, and the doors out there on the units just weren't cutting it. You know, they're fine, they're doors, you know, and they're all up there and working on the rigs that are up there, but they've got problems. And so on our units that we're building, we don't want those problems to be present, or at least mitigate them as much as possible. And that is, you need a door that's going to hold up to the hard, harsh winds, to the rough grime on the roads and the mud and just the abuse. And so this right here is solid 1/8" aluminum welded to an internal tubular structure, and then yes, it is also insulated. So that's what this is. It's built like a boat. That's the basics that you would build an ocean or a river boat with, right? Welded, everything. No chintzy, thin material. Very solid door. But then the hinging system is really important. And so that's why we use what we call a set hinge. That's a slam hinge, but that's it's setting into the channel rather than pinching into the channel. So that's a big deal. But then you can also bolt it on and bolt it off. And I know that's part of the structure as well. You have to have a structure that can handle getting bolted through like this. But these are all stainless steel right here. Everything is stainless steel hardware that you can see on here. And this latching system right there is what holds up on the slope. The only problem with these latches that tends to happen over the years is this pin wears out and you have to switch it to a bolt, right? And those upfitters out there on the slope, you guys all know that, right? So everything with this entire door system is approached from a bolted on and bolted off. It's got to be able to be maintained or serviced and fixed within 20 to 30 minutes or an hour. That way you're not doing a bunch of fiberglass work or trying to re-weld stuff or trying to deal with screws that ripped out and all of that. This is a solid 2" channel up there. Down here you have a solid 4" channel. Same thing at the bottom. This is an add-on that's been requested. It does not come standard with just the door system. This is requested. The bowl straps, here again, this is a very durable, strong strap. It's a limiting strap. This is the best company we have found that provides a product in this space. Between their buckle, their nice stitching, the quality of the material, it's just a solid, and then you can see it's a 16". It's just a solid product. They make multiple lengths, but that's why we've gone with this company. And then you can see the wind catches it and it just bounces right there. This channel right here is nice and wide so that when dirt and mud and everything builds up in there, it doesn't hinder the actual function of the door. The door is still going to open and close just fine, and you can get in here and scrape out really easy and get rid of all of that ice and mud, and you can smack on it if you need to, and you're not going to kill the door or bend something or hurt something, right? So that's the whole concept there. And You know, the next thing with doors is if there is any kind of tolerance issue with production, then the door jambs are so tight, your reveal is so tight that something's off with it and it just doesn't function, it doesn't work. And so we deleted all of that. We have a nice 1.25 inch wide channel here that makes it to where the door can set into it, and it's not going to stop it from actually closing, but then it's also not going to stop it from sealing, because the water is just going to run out here in this channel, much like you do designs on boats. So it's almost common sense engineering and designing, but at the same time it's not, because it doesn't necessarily exist. Now, next, the reason why we have one door that's wider than the other is, out in the field, most of the time you need about a 30-inch wide opening. A 24-inch wide opening is too small for a lot of equipment and gear that you're going to go through in and out of there with. So if you have both doors the same size, well, guess what? You're going to be opening this other door quite frequently, and that's kind of a drag. And so we've made it to where this door is a little bit wider so that it limits how much you're having to open up your second door, and then the second door can have a nice solid latch rather than needing to have a latch that can open and close really easily and quickly. You have a nice latch that's just going to lock in just like that, and then same thing up here, nice and solid. That's a 1/2 inch stainless steel bar, so very solid construction. And yes, these doors are insulated. I know the downside to an aluminum door like this is it's just this big thermal transfer, right? Thermal bridge, but it's just a big conductor. Understood, but size your heaters right, and we can cover all that in other videos, and we have. But in this situation, this right here is more than sufficient. You want durability far before you want the highest and best R value. So you can see here, this is all aluminum sheeting. That's 040 aluminum sheeting to protect the door panel itself. The next big question, this one is a very common question actually, is why do you have mill finish aluminum? Why not paint it? Well, it can be painted. It's just a matter of trying to keep it cost effective for the client. You know, those doors can be powder coated, and in fact, on our demo model over there, we do have them powder coated. Let's run over there. I would powder coat them in black. On this one, we did it in white, but you can see, nice, solid, durable powder coat. But that's just an aesthetic type of a thing. If getting them powder coated is in your budget, and that's a line item you want to spend, then go ahead, have us do it. We're happy to do it. But these in particular did not get powder coated, obviously, as you can see, because it was not something that the company felt was necessary for the longevity and aesthetics. They're always going to be brown with mud, so they declined on that one. So no big deal. But yes, I can see where if this is going to be a vehicle constantly in traffic, or the sun constantly hitting this or something like that, to where it's going to be reflective, then yeah, you'd probably want to go ahead and add that to your budget line item. And especially if you're a company that's going to be doing a wrap on this thing, or maybe wanting to put some company logos or something on it, maybe you do want to powder coat them. But I'm indifferent either way. We're fine as a whatever you want to do. They don't need powder coated for longevity's sake and for quality. But this door system can go into multiple different types of units, not just our SUB85. We can put this in many different units. We're also developing a door like this specifically. It's an industrial and utility application door, but we're developing a single door system because not everybody needs a dual door, and the single door system definitely seals a lot better. You always are going to deal with a tiny bit of leaky air on a system for a double door system, but you can see there's basically no light that you can see through that. There's a little bit, but not a lot. So the door system really does a lot for solving essentially leaky doors. All right, guys, that's the door system for our SUB85s, and just this entire build method that we do for commercial and industrial applications. Catch you on the next one.